This was originally going to be a grown-ups review, but I figured I have another cabin that's also in the woods movie that I watched this year. So why not review Until Dawn? Directed by the director of Shazam, David Sandberg. And I thought this movie was going to be pretty damn good. The trailers were so fantastic. I'll never forget watching the trailers for this movie. And I know Until Dawn is a game. Never played the games before, but I know they're pretty damn popular to my knowledge. And I know this movie's nothing like the game, but man, I'd be pissed if I was like a fan of the games because apparently not only is this movie not like the games, but it also sucks. I think there's so much potential in this movie they just didn't reach, which is unfortunate. I think if this movie just did what it wanted to, it would have been way better. I think these scenes where there's like 1, 2, 20-second segment in this movie where they keep dying and coming back to life, dying, coming back to life, dying, coming back to life, dying, coming back to life. And you see a lot of cool monsters and stuff. You even see like this giant like beast in the forest, and you get a couple cool monsters in their hallway run, but you don't get much of them in this movie. This movie really just focuses on the one slasher guy and the zombies, and they're very lame. If this movie just went the route of dying, spawning back like every 15, 20 minutes, it probably would have been way better. I think the story of this movie just doesn't hold well. I don't know if they're building up to a sequel. I don't think there should be one, just because of how mediocre this movie is. Um, I don't blame David Sandberg completely for it. I imagine the studio wanted to do this, and it's such a shame because apparently he studied the games and everything. I'm not sure. Really not sure. I don't like the acting in this movie either. It feels like I'm watching a 2016 Netflix movie. And that's when Netflix was on the rise with streaming, and they're just hiring a bunch of teenagers for their movies, and they're cringy romantic movies, and I feel like the actors in this movie are no different to those ones. I wouldn't be surprised if half or if not all of them were in those type of movies before this, or TV shows before this. I'm just not a fan of any of them, which sucks. The main villain, very dumb, even though he's supposed to be really smart. Not sure. Gore in this movie was pretty fine. I thought it was going to be a lot better, especially because the first kill we get is pretty cool. You don't get anything really that special afterwards. I don't know. Not really sure. I think Until Dawn had some really huge potential here, and they just didn't work with it. Uh, I really don't want to blame David Sandberg for it because I really like him as a director, but this movie just wasn't it. It sucks. It really does suck. I was so excited. I was kind of hoping for like a Cabin in the Woods 2 type of feel. And I think we would have gotten that if they did what I wanted, which was just like 15 to 20 minutes, different monster every time. Would have been way more fun and cool. Given Until Dawn a 4 out of 10, I think it really is just okay. There was so much potential with this movie, we just didn't get it. And it's so unfortunate. Maybe if there's a sequel, it'll be what I imagine this movie was going to be. I mean, the trailer got me really excited. This movie just didn't do much for me, which is unfortunate. Until Dawn was hopefully going to be one of my hidden gems for the year, especially since Bring Her Back came around the same time. I think maybe a month after or before, I can't really recall. I really thought horror was going to have an amazing start this year with Bring Her Back and Sinners, and then hopefully this, but Until Dawn is just pretty lackluster. And I don't know what I wish. I just wish it was better.